And today I am here to I didn't call it a draft profile, but more so of a thought on a thing because I always see it mocked to the Vikings, and that is Billy Price. Now I know a lot of people like Billy Price, but I am not a fan of Billy Price, mainly to Minnesota. I know some people will say, well, he played with Elfline back when he was a center at Ohio State. To me, like that's pretty much the only positive of this, because to me he's mostly just a run blocker, and he has very sloppy feet, and they're very slow feet in pass protection. He can be very easily beaten by quick pass rushers, especially like when he's in that middle area, like just to the inside. And he really isn't athletic enough to really recover from these things. So I think he's a good center in a power scheme, but Minnesota, they run a zone scheme. And you run the possibility of doing this if you have Billy Price as our right guard. Because, like I just said, Elfline's a better center than Billy Price is a center. And the problem with this would be like, well, okay, so I guess you just move Billy Price over to center. But the athleticism is such a question mark with Billy Price. Like it's really not there. He doesn't have much athleticism to his game. That's why I think he's more of a power scheme guy where he can just kind of go right downhill. That's kind of what he is. And you kind of run this risk of saying like, well, I guess we can move him over to center though, even though he's a worse center than Pat Elfline is. And the problem with, and you can say Pat Elfline can play guard, but the problem there would be Elfline's a better center than he is a guard. So you're going to want to upgrade over Elfline when he's a guard, but then you have Billy Price that you really can't do much with. And what I thought of Billy Price coming into the year was pretty much what I said. Like when he was playing guard, because I went back to watch him when he was playing guard at Ohio State with Pat Elfline right next to him. We had we had issues there, it seemed. And although there seemed to be good communication, like I think he's a smart player. I just don't think he's the right kind of scheme fit that Minnesota is looking for. As we currently are looking for more of these guys that are like, oh look, he's more athletic than anything else. But and because in the zone scheme, the offensive linemen are constantly moving laterally. So you need to be very efficient and athletic enough to move laterally, and it usually ends up like with how they want to do it, at least if they keep the Shermer way of doing things, which is, oh, we're going to do screens, we're going to pull people and all those things. Billy Price isn't good at those things. So he can move people, though, in the run game. I'll give him that. And that's why, like, if anyone watched my mock draft video I posted, I had Buffalo taking him because that's kind of the style of football that they play. They want to just go right downhill. They're going to just go at it. That's kind of how they go. Minnesota, they want to move laterally. Billy Price does not move laterally. And him in a power scheme center role works very well. But him as a zone scheme guard will not work. And the only reason why I'm really making a video on Billy Price here is I just don't get it. Like, I understand that he played with Elfline and they already have a communication. But to me, the only reason to draft him is to say, well, they played at college together. And that's not a smart reason to draft a player when you have players on the board, even if they're not at the offensive line, that will be better picks than this. Because schematically, this pick would make no sense. And honestly, like, I really do think if there is a guy that we want to get, it's Connor Williams. I think he fits everything, and I really think he can play all four positions outside of center. And this guy, I don't see the fit. I really don't, outside of them just playing together at Ohio State between him and Elfline. And I know this is kind of my own personal opinion, and I would really love for someone like just down in the comments. I want to better understand what everyone else sees, because to me it makes no sense. Because I just think, well, we're just kind of weakening two spots here. That's how I view this. Because if Elfline's a better center than he is a guard, But Billy Price is a much better center than he is a guard, but only in certain schemes that we don't run in terms of the blocking schemes. It doesn't make much sense. And but yeah, this is gonna be a short video, and until the next video, I will bid you adieu. Now, please remember to like and subscribe if you are enjoying the content. And I really want to know everyone's thoughts on this one. I know this one can be a little controversial. So, bid you adieu.